Good morning and assalamu alaikum. My name is Ayam Khalil Salim Ode. I'm a student at Karabuk University studying electrical and electronics engineering, and this is homework for my class that is control systems. My student number is 2210219504. Today we're going to analyze this block diagram and get a transfer function from it. As you see here, we've got two feedback loops. One is negative and the other is positive. And we've got a forward loop that is positive too. Now we're going to try to make this simpler. I want to move this feedback, this negative feedback, from here to this point. So I'll get these two multiplied by each other, and they can be easily added by the forward loop. Let's study this a bit. Now let's start by moving this from this side back. If you move it back, we'll have to multiply G2 by the feedback. So we're going to approximately getting this. Just gonna draw it really quick. Trying to be quick. This is positive, 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 and negative. We've got, I'm gonna say 1, that's G1. This is 2, G2, and 3, G3. And this is H1, H3, and H2. Now we forgot something over here, of course. That we're supposed to do is we have to mention the movement that I just made. The movement is as such: G2 and H3, because I've moved the loop from here to back to here. Now 2 and 3, G2 and G3 are multiplied by each other simply because they are in series, and those multiplication, this multiplication is added to H2, which is parallel, and there's an adder over here, so we can simplify this basically. And we've got a feedback over here that we can easily just close up, and this feedback is a feedback with this one. Okay, that's getting a bit untidy. Let's group up this thing. So for this one, we're going to get H2 plus G2 G3. Simple block. And here we'll get Y. And as for this part, we have to move it over here. This part is going to be X feedback, and there we go. G2 H3 and a block in, and my recording time has run out. Now let's continue. Now this scribble, let's just move it a bit there. So what we've got from that part, this whole thing equals to this. Now we're going to analyze this. As for feedback, this small feedback over here, this one, it's going to be G1 over 1 minus, because it's a positive feedback, therefore it's going to be a minus over here, G1 H1, and here we go, over here and over here. We got here H2 plus G2 G3, and Y. Okay, now this is positive, this is negative. Now this is another feedback that we have to take into consideration. Same thing as the first feedback. Draw it again. Let's take this thing. Make it smaller. And go back drawing. Plus 6 goes to the circle, the adder. Oh, there's no more adder. That's a big function. Big function. Into Y. H2 plus G2 G3. Now this is the forward path and this is the feedback. Therefore, it's going to be G1 over 1 minus G1 H1 over, this whole thing is over. It's a negative feedback, though, therefore it's going to be positive over here. Now G1 over 1 minus G1 H1 multiplied by the the negative forward path, which is G2 H2, this path, G2 H2. Now this, we'll have to make it a little bit more tidier. If you multiply the denominator over there, you are supposed to get, again, let's get this smaller. And let's multiply. I'm about to run out of time. Let's just reset the recording. I'm back. Now, let's simplify that fraction. We've got 1 plus G1 over 1 minus G1 H1. We're going to multiply it over there. It's going to be, okay, there's a G2 H2. It's going to be 1 minus G1 H1 plus G1 G2 and G3 over 1 minus G1 H1. This whole thing is like this, 1 minus G1 H1. Now as you can see, we can cancel this part and this part. Cancel them out. And we're gonna be left with this thing. Okay, let's take this whole thing again and make it cleaner. That's another step forward. Make it smaller and put it here, just for understanding. If you want to zoom in and read it back, let's draw back our function x. Now I'm gonna skip a step. Simply after simplification, this simplification is going to be this simplification. Is going to be multiplied by this part. So we're going to go ahead and multiply it. Now our big function, our transfer function actually, G1 over 1 minus G1 H1 plus G1 G2 G3. Let me check that I've not made any mistake over there. Oh, that's not a G2, that's not a G3. We've got an H2 over here. H2, I'm sorry. And this here is also an H2. Small mistake. Doesn't make a big difference. Anyway, let's continue. This is multiplied by H2 G3 G2. Let's take it very big. G2 plus G is a plus. So here we have to make real consideration about this plus. Therefore, our final transfer function is going to be transfer function equal to G1 plus G1 H2 plus G1 G2 and G3. Let's take my recording aside. And the final thing is denominator H1 plus G1 G2 H2. As you can see, this is our first forward path, this is the second forward path, our negative feedback, our negative loop, and no, this is our positive loop, and this is our negative loop. First, see, this is the first forward path, a straight line ahead. The second forward path, loop and loop. And thank you all for watching, and I hope you understand well, and have a nice day.